Can I request for brothers and sisters who are outside if they can come in so we can start the program? Let's just recite a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal faraj. There's a request for Dua Seyed for Brother Altaf Peer Bhai, uncle of Sister Laila Rashid, who's admitted to a hospital, and Brother Zahid Afaq Hakim, who is also very critically ill. So let's cite 5 times of my Yujib. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Amman yujibul mustarra iza da'ahu wa yakshifu su. 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 Today's program was sponsored by Brother Rafi, Sister Almas Raza, Brother Hasnan Haider, Sister Sumaya, and the program and Sister Sabi Abdin Haris. For their Bulandiya Darajat, let's recite loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal faraj. For your marhumin, for the marhumin whose name is on the monument of Zahra, for the marhumin who's no one to recite Surah Fatih, and for tonight's marhumin whose name are the following: Jafar Hussain Rizvi, Ibn Bakr Hussain Rizvi, Haider Abbas Zaidi, Ibn Ali Raza Zaidi, Yasub Hassan Rizvi, Ibn Raza Hussain Rizvi, Akhtar Abbas Rizvi, Ibn Jafar Hussain Rizvi, Agha Muhammad Asghar, Ibn Mirza Ahmad Hussain, Qamar Jahan Begum Binte Muhammad Mehdi, Shabir Hussain Naqvi Ibn Muzaffar Hussain Naqvi, Wazir Muhammad Ibn Muhammad Askari, Niyaz Fatma Binte Mustafa Beg, Ruqayya Begum, Rahman Beg, Ghulam Ahmad, Tajun Nisa, Qurban Hussain Malik, Anwar Malik, Abdul Ghani, Meher Khatun, Safia Bano, Naseem Akhtar, Kamrul Abdin, Najmul Nisa Abdin, Rizwanul Abdin, Sayyid Adolphus Inayat Hussain, Zebun Nisa Hussain, Najam Abdin, Zainul Abdin, Anis Fatma, Ali Amjad, and all the marhumin Muhammad. So it's a Fatih. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. اب میں گزارش کروں گا انکل گزار زئی سے کہ وہ آ کے سلام پڑھیں. آئے دیگر صلوات. اللہم صلی علی محمد و
صلوات بر محمد و آل محمد. صلوات بر علی امیر المومنین علیہ السلام. ہو گیا جب خانہ زہرا میں ایک محشر بپا، ہو گیا جب خانہ زہرا میں ایک محشر بپا، تھر تھرا اٹھی زمین اور آسمان ہلنے لگا. آ رہی تھی یہ در و دیوار کوفہ سے صدا اٹھ گیا آج بابا زینب و کلثوم کا صلوات. مسجد کوفہ میں گریا ہو رہا ہے یا خدا. مسجد کوفہ میں گریا ہو رہا ہے یا خدا. حالت سجدہ میں غلطاں خون میں ہے مرتضی. مسجد کوفہ میں گریا ہو رہا ہے یا خدا. حالت سجدہ میں غلطاں خون میں ہے مرتضی. رو رہے ارض و سما ہے اور فضا مغموم ہے. ہر نفس یہ کہہ رہا ہے مرتضی مظلوم ہے. خنجر قاتل کی زد میں آ گیا شیر خدا. حالت سجدہ میں غلطاں خون میں ہے مرتضی. خون سے رنگین ہے حیدر کا اجلا پیرہن. زرد چہرہ ہو گیا ہے غش میں ہے شاہ زمن. قاتل حیدر ہو گئے جبریل کی گونجی صدا. حالت سجدہ میں غلطاں خون میں ہے مرتضی. مسجد و محراب و منبر آج خون آلود ہیں. روتے ہیں شبیر و شبر غازی بھی موجود ہیں. زخمی بابا کا حسن نے گود میں سر رکھ لیا. حالت سجدہ میں غلطاں خون میں ہے مرتضی. کیسا یہ مسجد میں گریا ہے پتا چلتا نہیں. زینب و کلثوم کے دل کو سکون ملتا نہیں. یا الہی خیر ہو بابا کی کرتی ہیں دعا. حالت سجدہ میں غلطاں خون میں ہے مرتضی. زخمی حالت دیکھ کر گھبرا نہ جائیں بیٹیاں. زخمی حالت دیکھ کر گھبرا نہ جائیں بیٹیاں. فرط غم میں گھر سے باہر آ نہ جائیں بیٹیاں. شہر کوفہ سے ابھی تو دور ہے کرب و بلا. حالت سجدہ میں غلطاں خون میں ہے مرتضی مسجد کوفہ میں گریا ہو رہا ہے یا خدا حالت سجدہ میں غلطہ آنکھوں میں ہے مرتضی صلوات پر
بارے دیگر صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد وعجل. میری گزارش ہے برادر رضا رضوی سے کہ آ کے سلام صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد
بعد کا نعرہ صلوات. آغاز کلام 4 مصروں کے ساتھ. ہماری کیا ہے کہ ہم تو ہیں سب غلام علی، ادو نام علی بھی ہیں زیر نام علی، اور جو کہہ رہے ہیں کہ نام علی نہ لے کوئی، وہ خود یہ کہتے ہوئے لے رہے ہیں نام علی. ہماری کیا ہے اور محمد و آل محمد صلوات. فاتحہ. زخمی ہوئے جو حیدر صف در نماز میں، شمشیر ظلم چل گئی سر پر نماز میں، گلگوں ہوئی جبینے منور نماز میں، سر تا قدم لہو سے ہوئے تر نماز میں، سر تا قدم لہو سے ہوئے تر نماز. صدمہ ہوا یہ سن کے صغیر و کبیر کو، زخمی کیا ہے مومنوں کے دستگیر کو، زخمی کیا ہے مومنوں کے دستگیر کو. تصویر تھی علی کی جو بالائے آس، زخمی ہوئے سحر کو علی یہ ولی. تصویر کی جبیں سے لہو تھا وہاں رب یہ کہہ کہ قدسیوں نے دم صبح کی فغا یہ کہہ کہ قدسیوں نے دم صبح کی دانا سر غیب یہ کیسا غضب جبریل بول قتل امیر عرب جبریل بول قتل امیر عرب مسجد میں آئے شبر و شبیر نو اس حال میں علی ولی آ گئے سرتا قدم نبی کا وسیع تھا لہو میں لپٹے گلے سے دوڑ کے بولے پیدر لپٹے گلے سے دوڑ کے بولے پیدر دامن سے دونوں خون جبیں پوچھتے گردن کے منہ کی خود شہدی پہنچتے گردن کے منہ کی خود شہدی پہنچتے لو صاحب و امام کی رحلت قریب ہنگام حشر وقت قیامت قریب آقا کی تم غلاموں سے رخصت قریب باغ جہاں بعید ہے جنت قریب باغ جہاں بعید ہے جنت صدمے سے انس و جن و ملک جان کو آقا ہمارے مر گئے یہ کہہ کے روئیں گے آقا ہمارے مر گئے یہ کہہ کے روئیں گے لیتے تھے کروٹیں جو علی کہہ کے سب چپ کھڑے تھے رنج سے تھیں حالتیں رومال زخم سر پہ لاتا تھا کوئی ماں لپٹا کے سینے سے سر زینب کو روئے لپٹا کے سینے سے سر زینب کو روئے تھا حال غیر امام فلک احتشام چوما گلا حسین علیہ السلام چوما گلا حسین علیہ السلام کا
کابوس آگاہ حیدر کرار جو اس پر ستم ہے خنجر شمر لئی لپٹی تھی ریگے دامن صحرائے کربلا زینب کے سر پہ آ گئی رن میں نہیں زینب کے سر پہ آ گئی رن میں نہیں دردہ یہ حال دختر مشکل کشا دردہ یہ حال دختر مشکل کشا رسی بندھی تھی ہاتھ میں سر تھا کھلا رسی بندھی تھی ہاتھ میں سر تھا کھلا ہوا زخمی ہوئے جو حیدر
اور محمد و آل محمد صلوات.
Loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now I would like to request Hujjatul Islam Seyed Hadi Yassin to address the Majlis. The loudest salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad wa ajal.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة لأعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. May Allah inshallah accept all our prayers, our amal, our fastings, our tawassulat and azab for Amiral Momineen inshallah, and make this zakhira and reward for dunya wal akhirah. ببركة الصلوات على محمد وآل محمد. Our condolences on the ayyam, days and nights of the Shahadat of our beloved Imam Amiral Momineen Ali alayhi salatu wassalam. To the Imam of Asr and to you all Mu'mineen and Mu'minat. May Allah inshallah give us tawfiq to be among the best of the followers of Amiral Mu'mineen. And inshallah we'll have the tawfiq to have the title of being among the Shia of Amiral Mu'mineen inshallah. Tonight is a very sad night for those who have the muhabbat of Amir al-Mu'mineen in their heart. If you go back to Kufa of that year, you see that the condition, the feelings, the situation from the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen, of course on top of all, and the entire Kufa who they had the muhabbat and love of Amir al-Mu'mineen, everything is in musibat, everything is in the aza of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam, including us that after close to 1,400 years when we hear the name of Amiral Momineen, and these days and nights, nothing beside the aza and sadness comes to our heart. The life of Imam Ma'soom and the life of Hujjatul is full of lessons and ibrah for everyone. I would like to listen to from some parts. Two sections I will talk about inshallah tonight. One about the fadail of Amir al-Mu'mineen. The other part about what happened after the strike of Ashq al-Ashqiya ibn Muljam. There were some meetings, some speeches, some gathering that happened after the 19th, the night of 19th, from the time of the Zarbat until the day of Shahadat. Amir al-Mu'mineen had some connections, some meetings, some, people came and saw him. They were together. Towards the end of the life of Amir al-Mu'mineen, it is very important. Someone who is Amir al-Mu'mineen, he is the commander of faithful. When it comes to Balaghat and Fasahat, when it comes to Iman, he is number one. When it comes to piety, he is number one. Shaja'at and bravery, he is number one. In all aspects, he is the Amir. In all aspects. Mercy and Rahmat, he is number one. Towards the end of this person's life, he is the wisest one after Rasulullah. Towards the end of the life of this person, you expect nothing but hikmah and wisdom comes out of this. There's some, speeches that happen, some gathering happen. Few of them I mentioned to you that right after the Darbat and the strike, the first one who went to Amir al-Mu'mineen was Ibn Muljam. Imam looked at him. Face is full of blood. Imam Hassan and Hussein. He said, Ya Hada, لقد جئت شيئا عظيما. You did a very, very big things. Kinaya from you committed a very big crime. You committed a very big crime, Ibn Muljam, that you did this. Then Imam said something that is very, very valuable and interesting. Imam looked at Ibn Muljam and says, أبئس الإمام كنت لك. Was I a bad Imam for you? In that condition, situation, Imam, the blood is coming. What kind of Imam I was for you? أبئس الإمام, I was a bad Imam for you. أولم أكن شفيقا عليك. Wasn't I the most kindest one to you? Wasn't I nice to you? وأحسنت إليك وآثرتك على غيرك. I was very kind to you, very nice to you. Ibn Muljam, what happened and why you did this? I don't know how many of you guys know who was Ibn Muljam. This person that we call him Ashq al-Ashqiya, the worst of all people. Where did he come from? He was a horrible person. It was kafir. It was mushrik. It was from where he came from. Where? I think the lesson of tonight should be indeed knowing this personality. When Amir al-Mu'mineen, he told the commander of Yemen, when he made the deal with them to follow Amir al-Mu'mineen, when he became Khalifa, he told him to send the best of your people to me, 10 people to me. They picked 70 people from Yemen. If you see, Yemen has a very close tie with Shia. It's because of the time of Amir al-Mu'mineen. 70 people they chose among them, the best of all of them. Among the 70, they chose 40, 30, 20, 15, 10. And among the 10, they sent one as the leader to Amir al-Mu'mineen. The best of all of them. Guess who he was? Ibn Muljam Murati. Ta'natullah alayh. He came to Amir al-Mumineen, he stood in front of Amir al-Mumineen, and he knew, all of them, they knew Amir al-Mumineen. Imam says, what's your name? He says, Ibn al-Jam al-Marati. Imam says, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He was shocked. He says, why did you say that? He says, you're the one who were my qatil, my murderer. He says, me? There's no one more dear to me than you, Ya Ali. When I say there's lesson, it's because of this. In this night, this is the night that religious people, righteous people should be very worried and concerned about themselves. This is why Imam says, this is a situation that, it's going to happen, and you're going to do this, and you're going to be my qatil and my murderer. We have the other person, when you look, Shimr. Who was Shimr? Ibn Muljam, he was the Quran teacher. In Medina, they gave him a big house, so he was teaching Quran to people. Shimr, John Baz of Safin, he was the one in the army of Amir al-Mu'mineen. He got hurt against the army of Muawiyah. The same Shimr, the same Shimr ibn Zurjasha. What happened to these people? What happened? What kind of ghafla, what kind of situation happened to these people that, no one expected? Ibn al-Muljam, Amir al-Mu'mineen helped him a lot. He was sick. Amir al-Mu'mineen brought him to his own house, took care of him. That's why he says, wasn't I not a good, imam for you? Didn't I take care of you? Wasn't I closest? The reason that Ibn al-Muljam could get so close to Imam Ali, it's not that he didn't have a guard or anything, no. Indeed, Imam has said, Imam Hussein, the companion, the soldiers, they were very careful about Amir al-Mu'mineen. They knew the fitna is happening. The reports were coming, the fitna is happening. They were very careful. Not everybody could get close to Amir al-Mu'mineen. Not everybody can be in the first line of the jama'ah to be there. Ibn al-Jam was very close to Ali. That's why he was able to stand in the front row. That's why he was there, that Mal'un did what he did. Because he was very close to Amir al-Mu'mineen. They let him get close to Amir al-Mu'mineen. No one could expect from Ibn Muljam to do this. So my question to you tonight, which is night of Ibrah, what happened to these people? We see a lot of them in Karbala, right? We see Ibn Muljam here. We see among the companions of Rasulullah. It's indeed, on top of all, Shaitan is among the religious people, right? Quote unquote. 6,000 years of ibadat of Allah. Because they were not careful. Because they didn't believe in Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim every single day. Keep me in the right path. Because they thought with just praying, with just reciting Quran, with just some of this, leave us alone. We were fasting as well. We do this thing. Alhamdulillah, our children, they do something. They were so happy with the minimum religiosity that they had. With the minimum religiosity. Dindari hadda aqalli. We're good, we're fasting, we're doing these things. What else we're supposed to do, right? They were not careful that when it comes to big tests, that might not be enough. There are two different ways that in this manbar they can treat you, my respected brothers and sisters. To consider you as the, as the minimum of those who, you just follow the path, you just do the minimum, inshallah. In the classrooms, when it comes to those who they don't expect them to do a lot, it says, that's okay, you just read this, that's fine, right? Because your level is up down there. There's some other students, some other people in the maktab, in the school, no, not you. We expect you to do this. For those who have the muhabbat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, they hear the name of Ali, and their hearts start beating faster. They hear Hussein, the tears come down. For those people, the sky is limit in the path of improvement, right? In these days and nights. And for that self-reflection, me understanding, if Ibn Muljam, with this history, that how close he was to Amir al-Mu'mineen. If he can do the worst of thing that he did, then I got to be very careful. I have to be very careful for my children. I should be very careful with this minimum of understanding. Maybe that's enough, that's what I... And the worst thing that can happen, ghafla and negligence. That I be so busy with situation in my life and, everything is fine. It's very good that all of us, inshallah, and yourself, do some research about these personalities. Ahlul Bayt got hurt from those who were closest to them more than anyone else. Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wassalam, first he went to war with Muawiyah, right? Ibn Abbas, not the Ibn Abbas Mufassir, we have two. He left the army of Imam Hassan with 8,000 soldiers because of 1 million dirham that he received from. He was the chief commander of the army of Imam Hassan. He got hurt from this. Those people who hurt Imam Hassan, he was wearing armor beneath his clothing during the Salat Jama'ah. During the Jama'ah Salah, who's behind him in Jama'ah? His companion. Those who pull out Janamaz from beneath his feet are the closest one to him. Those who claimed. Who made Jamal? Who stood in front of Amir al-Mu'mineen in Nahrawan? Someone tell me. Did they came from Rome? Did they came from Majus and Kafir and Mushrik? Or those who were claiming that we're following? These nights are the nights of Ibrah, right? Nights of getting lesson and understanding. Opposite of Ibn Muljam, one of these nights that Amir al-Mu'mineen, he was in this deathbed. Another person who came to see Amir al-Mu'mineen is Hujr ibn Adi, one of the greatest companions of Amir al-Mu'mineen. He came to Imam Ali and he said, when I went, he was half asleep, he was not feeling well. I went there. I started reciting the shi'r and, poetry for Amir al-Mu'mineen. He woke up, he said to Imam Hassan, Hassan, who is he? Allahu Akbar, he doesn't have enough strength, he can't see that properly as well. Who is his? He says, Hujr is here and he's reciting. Imam says, come close. So one of the best companion of Imam Ali. He came closer and Imam says, Hujr, I have a question for you. Look how Ali is testing his close friends. He says, La Ali, he says, Hujr, if they force you and they said either we kill you or reject Ali, i'lam bira'at from Ali, would you do that or not? He started crying. He says, Ya Ali, what kind of question is that? He said, لو قطعت بالسيف. If they cut me with sword, if they burn me, Ya Ali, he said, لما برئت منك. I would not say anything against you. I would not do i'lam bira'at from you. Amir in his mind says, I know, Hujr, I just wanted to hear from you. You know what comes to my mind? How that can make Ali happy to hear at least some of his companions are saying, this is strong. And he did, he committed. When Muawiyah Mal'un, he arrested Hujr ibn Adi, right when his friends, they're buried next to, Damascus. You heard this Mal'una, Daesh, they took him out of his grave as well. So with his companion, he said, they wanted to kill him. He says, I have two hajat. This is one. He said, let me pray. He prayed very quickly. He says, that prayer that I quickly prayed is because, I don't want you guys to think that I was afraid. It says, we're not going to kill you if you just do bira'at from Ali right there. Muawiyah, Sahabi of Rasulullah, right? Just do bira'at from Ali, we're not going to kill you. Just bughz of Ali in their hearts. Ziyarat Jamil says, the muhabbat of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ahlul Bayt is the sign of Tibul Wiladah, that someone is halal zadah. He smiled. I I promised my Mullah Amir al-Mu'mineen at that time I'm going to stay with him. No. Kill me. Put me exactly the same. He had the zanjir around him. Put me exactly the same way with my blood. Bury me like that. So at the day of judgment, I can go to my Mullah and says, see, I promised and I fulfill my promises. And I want to do ihtijaj in front of Muawiyah. If we have Ibn Muljab this side, we have Hujjatul ibn Hadi from this side as well, right? There's another person came to visit Amir al-Mumineen. His name is Habib ibn Amr. Looks like when he came, the Tabib came at the same time as well. The doctor came at the same time as well. He said, when I went there, I saw that I saw that Tabib open the head of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And as soon as I saw the head and I saw the strike, the place of the strike, I started crying. And he says, why are you crying, Habib? He says, don't cry for me. I'm going to my Habib, Rasulullah. He told me, I saw him in a dream. He says, come to me. This is not the place for you, Ya Ali. Come to me. How amazing is when you look at this recommendation of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Part of the speech of Amir al-Mu'mineen that he talked, it was with his children. He said something very interesting. He said, everyone has 3 different conditions, including me. أنا بالأمس أميركم. Yesterday, until yesterday, I was your Amir. I was Khalifa, whenever I was there. اليوم عبرة لكم. Today I'm an ibrah for you guys. You see my condition on my deathbed? See what it is? This is going to happen to all of you. Yesterday you might have a huge position and maqam and wealth and ya Allah, so and so, doctor, engineer, so business here and there. Ayatollah, doesn't matter. بالأمس أميركم. Today I'm your ibrah. You should get lessons from it. أنا بالأمس أميركم واليوم إبرة لكم غدا مفارقكم. Tomorrow I'm leaving you. Get the lessons in Ibrah. This is going to happen exactly to every single one of you. 2 days, yesterday, I visited one of the elder community members in the Bay Area. He's in hospice. I went to visit him. He couldn't talk very much, clearly. He said, he's 100-something-year-old. He said, death is the best gift of Allah to us. After 106 years of life, death is the best thing that happened to us. He's an ibrah. Am I going to live that long? See that? It's me. Soon. Without ta'aruf and takalluf. Without anything. Am I ready for it or not? This night of qads that are coming is for what? For being prepared. For many people, the beginning of Ramadan is the beginning of their year. They check themselves and everything yearly by Ramadan. You know why? Because each group of people, they have their own yearly, annual date. You see the tax return? Tax has a yearly, April 15, 16, 18, something like that, right? For students, year starts with what? Going to school, correct? For business people, this. For righteous people, the year starts with what? Ramadan. I was supposed to control myself, purify myself. From the end of this Ramadan until next year, I'm supposed to control myself to see what I'm doing until next Ramadan. Ibrat. Today I'm your ibrat. Tomorrow I'm leaving you. When they brought the head of Mus'ab ibn Zubayr in Darul Khilafiyya Kufa, they brought the head of Mus'ab in front of who? Abdul Malik Marwan. He sang the head of Mus'ab. Mus'ab ibn Zubayr, the son of Zubayr. Who is he? You might see in Mukhtar series, Mus'ab who killed Mukhtar, right? One of the people, Arab, who was standing there, he says, La ilaha illallah, subhanallah. Abdul Malik ibn Marwan told him that, what do you mean, La ilaha illallah, subhanallah? He says, Alhamdulillah, I killed him. He says, no, I was here in the same place, Darul Khilafah Kufa. I saw the head of the best of all people, Hussein, in front of Ibn Ziyad. The head of Hussein in front of Ibn Ziyad. And I was here in the same place that you're sitting. I saw the head of Ibn Ziyad in front of Mukhtar. And I was in the same place. I saw the head of Mukhtar in front of Mus'ab ibn Zubayr. And I am here today in the same place, under the same ceiling. I see the head of Mus'ab in front of you. I am thinking who your head would be presented in front of. This is the dunya. This one after another one after another one, right? The head of you is going to be in front of who? Hubbud dunya. There's 6 things the tradition says Allah hasn't been, the ma'siyat of Allah hasn't been committed except with one of these 6. Hubbud dunya, the love of dunya. And this dunya doesn't always come to tell you to go against the path and do something. Ibn Muljam that I told you, Ibrahim, right? For righteous people, for religious people, because you have a lot of assets. I always say a thief doesn't go to an empty shop, an empty house to steal, right? Goes somewhere, what? The jewelry store. You guys are like that. You see that those shops and houses that they have more valuable, precious things, they have more security, right? Others that they don't have anything specific value, the doors might be open as well. You go to jewelry stores, you even have to ring the bell to go inside, right? Why? Because we have something. Because the thieves are more into those areas. What does it mean? You guys that you have muhabbat of Amiral Momineen, your family, your relationship, your iman, your children are in bigger danger than any other people you might see outside. Correct or no? Yeah. Because shaitan is going to come and deceive those who go to clubs for what? Do what? They're doing by themselves. He comes after people who what? He's going to say, I'm going to come after Ibn Muljam, although Ibn Muljam is the ustad of shaitan. From this situation. I'm going to come after these righteous people who he will become happy when he promised Allah, فَبِعِزَّتِكَ لَأُقْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. I swear to your izzah, Ya Allah, shaitan says, I would deceive all of them. Means who? Who will become happy? Those who are not in the path or those who are in the path? Now that you have this valuable things, you have to put more security in it. Make sense or not? Yes? You have to be more careful about it. You cannot treat yourself as those cheap areas and shops and says, no, I'm good. No, you have these muhabbat of Amir al-Mu'minin in your heart. It's not easy. It's not very, random things and just easy things to be given to heart of everyone. No. 60 years before and after the time of Muawiyah, back and forth, they did the sub and they cursed Amir al-Mu'minin. They still couldn't remove the fada'il of Amir al-Mu'minin. On every single member khutbah Jum'ah, they were part of the khutbah. You know what it says, salawat wa rasul? Part of the khutbah was cursing Amir al-Mu'minin. Sa'at ibn Sohan, one of the greatest people of Kufa, came to Amir al-Mu'minin. It's the longest, story I might tell you another time. But this part, he says, between you and Musa, Ya Ali, tell me your fada'il compared to Musa. He says, Musa says, Ya Allah, give me my Harun. My friend's Quran says, give me my brother Harun, because I am afraid of being killed by them if I'm alone. I'm going to go to Fir'aun. Amiram says, Sa'sa, when Rasulullah gave me the hukm of bira'at from mushrikeen, I went one person to Mecca. By myself. I didn't have anyone. I went somewhere that the majority of people who were listening to me, I killed either their brothers or their father or someone, one of the mushrikeen. And I was not afraid of being killed. By myself, I went there. This hatred towards Amir al-Mu'mineen is because of what? Because he's the pure adl. He's the purest adl. Gambar, he says, one day, Amir al-Mu'mineen came to, to the Baitul Mal, the storage. He saw that there is a jar of the honey and it's open. He says, Gambar, why is it open? I said, one of your children, he came, and they wanted a little bit of this. And I knew that everyone has the sahman portion from the Baitul Mal. I said, okay, now I can give you the sahm of Baitul Mal to go. He said, I saw Amir al-Mu'mineen's face getting so upset. Gambar, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Go outside. He gave him money from his own pocket. Go buy better quality honey. Bring it. He said, I brought it. A little bit of honey they used. He was pouring that honey into that jar. And he was saying, oh Allah, forgive my children. Forgive myself. This is the Ali. Not everybody can stay with him, right? The adl of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Of course they're going to be against him. Hubb of dunya, we have to be careful. With righteous people, shaitan comes with religiosity to put them down. Second of those 6 things, right? Ma'asiyat of Allah happening in all of these 6 things. Hubb of dunya, hubb nisa, shahwat, not controlling private part, right? You can see how it's happened. How many scandals happen throughout the world because of this person or that person, this king, this president, that president, right? Scandals because of shahawat that they can't control themselves, right? Hubb ta'am, they cannot, this love of this stomach, bringing shahwat of eating, shahwat of gaining more, shahwat of, providing more for themselves. Hubb riyasa, position and maqam, I want to be on top, I want to be. Hubb raha, some sort of life that is so comfortable and easy. And hubb naum, I want to just be lazy and do whatever I want to do and however I want to do. Now we understand why it's so important and so valuable, this muhabbat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, based on the traditions that said, and if I ask you, Imam Sadiq said, manqul from him, how much would they pay you tonight? It's a very disrespectful question I'm asking you, and I apologize, just to make it understandable. How much money they give you to you today, so you give a little bit of muhabbat of Amir al-Mu'mineen? How much? So you said, I give muhabbat of Ali to you, not all of them, half of it, one portion of it. I don't want to have muhabbat of Ali. Give me what? Half of California? Whole world, whole California. With what you will change the muhabbat of Amir al-Mu'mineen. See how much valuable assets we have in our hearts. I finish with this. One of the other mulaqat, or the gathering that happened, is when at night, maybe the same time that we have, all the aitam of Kufa are standing, out of the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen. There's a huge, noise and everyone crying and azah and majlis behind the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen. There's a big line standing there. They saw that all the aitam of Kufa tonight, they realized the one who was coming to the doors and putting food behind the door, and he was covering his face, and he didn't came last night. Then they realized who he was. He's Ali, that's why. They heard from the tabib back to back, another one. What's good for Ali? They heard milk is good for Amir al-Mu'mineen. They said the aitam of Kufa, each of them, they had bowl of, milk behind the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Imam Hassan came outside. He says, may Allah bless you all. My father, he's not feeling well. You can go home, inshallah. Go pray for him, go home. All of them, they left. Asbaq ibn Nubata left behind the door. He was sitting, he couldn't go. You know, when you love someone so much, you can't go. Where should you go? He said, I sat down out of the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen until all of a sudden I heard a voice of crying, and she went from the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen. I couldn't tolerate it. Around the same time, I saw Imam Hassan came out. He looked at me and says, Asbaq, I told you my father says, go home. He says, Ya Hassan, I can't go. I can't go until I see Ali one more time. One more time I should see my Mawla. Is it possible for you not to come to Majlis in this night? No, I have to see my Mawla one more time. He said Imam Hassan went inside. He came. It looks like he got ijazah from Ali. Come inside, Asbaq. When you are a good, you know, geda and poor and faqir, and you insist they give it to you. Ya Ali, we're all, our hands are empty tonight. We're not going to leave until you give something to us. Asbaq ibn Nubata, he taught us how to be the geda. He said, I went inside. I saw Ali on his deathbed. There was a yellow handkerchief around the head of Ali. I couldn't recognize, is the handkerchiefs more yellow or the face of Ali? I don't know, around maybe this night. You may ask you a question. May Allah never let you see this moment. If you have an Aziz, you take to the doctor, and the doctor comes out, and you want to see what's the diagnosis of doctors, is there any hope or not? You look at the mouth of the doctor to see what happens, right? I saw Hassan is staring at the mouth of Tabib to see what is happening. He shook his head. He said, who is the oldest son of Ali? I am the oldest one. Come with me. There is no hope for your father. Go be prepared for the dafn and kafn of Ali. Allah knows what happened to the heart of Imam Hassan at that time. Asbaq ibn Nubata said, I throw myself. Should I tell you or not? You're crying, let me tell you. He said, I saw Ali is dragging his feet on the ground. Because of the poison, right? The sword was poisonous. That Mal'un, he bought the worst poison. He put it on his sword. So when he had a strike against the head of Ali, you know, the poison killed Ali, not the sword. He saw because of the pain, Ali dragging his feet on the ground. I couldn't tolerate it. I threw myself. When I tell you someone was dragging his feet on the ground, who do you remember in Karbala? Tell me. I don't know to say or not. When Ali Akbar, he fell down on the ground. When he called his father, oh father, come and help me. They said Imam Hussein so quickly went to him. Imam fell down from the horse. From the horse to Ali Akbar. They said he went on his knee towards Ali. When he got there, he saw Ali is dragging his feet on the ground. You know why? It's the urge of the highest level of pain when someone is dragging their feet. You know why? Because the body of Ali Akbar was erba, pieces by pieces. And we saw Hussein is growing. That's why you might heard when Hussein, every single Shaheed of Karbala, he took him to Darul Harb, right? Except the body of Ali Akbar, one of them. Why? Because every piece of the body he was lifting, the other piece was on the ground. That's why you might heard he says, Jawalan Bani Hashim, come and help Hussein. Ali John, at least if you're dragging your feet, you didn't see your son like that in front of you. Mal'un al-Kuffar of the Ziyad's army, they said few times we've felt so bad for Hussein. One of them was the moment Hussein was crying next to Ali Akbar and we were clapping and making fun of Hussein. Ali John, it's very difficult. We know these days and nights, these hours for you very difficult. You told Zainab, Zainab John, don't cry next to my bed. Ya Ali, where have you been with Zainab and Hussein? They were doing wida in Karbala. Hussein is leaving, looking back, few steps towards Ghatligar, looking back, coming back. Sukaina is grabbing the neck of Baba Hussein. Baba, you know if you leave, you're going to become yatim like children of a Muslim ibn Aqil. Ya Ali, it was very difficult for you, we know. But we know when your daughter Zainab until Zainabiyya, when she saw Shiva Shimru Jalisun ala Sadr. Tabib told Imam Hassan, go be prepared for that. Ya Allah, I want you to feel and imagine now Zainab, Kulsum, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, all of them, how they're feeling. I apologize, I miss one name in the house of Ali. You know who I mean. When Ali said, everyone leave, only children of Zahra should stay here. You are, mashallah, Zakir yourself. Don't wait for me. Go ahead. Everyone leave the room. I just want the house to be the room with the children of Zahra. Everyone left. Abbas left as well. Amiral Mudu says, where my Abbas went? Imam Hassan went after. Imam Hassan went after Abbas. Where did you go? Baba said, children of. He's very sensitive about this name, Zahra Balfazl Abbas. You know, if you have any hajat from Babul Hawaj Abbas, say for the sake of your mother. All life he wished his mother was Zahra. Baba John, you said children of Zahra. Come, Abbas John, my whole message is for you. He grabbed the hands of Hussein in the hands of Abbas. Abbas John, in Karbala, I'm not there for Hussein. His brother Hassan is not there. His mother Zahra is not there. Abbas Baba, be loyal to Hussein. Take care of Hussein. Let me tell you, Ya Ali, until the moment that he fell down from the horse and he said, Ya Akha, Adrik Akha. He doesn't have a hand in his body, arrow in his eyes. Like yourself, Amuda Ohana struck against his head. He was loyal, Ya Ali. He's your son Abbas. Assalamu alaikum, Ya Ahl Bayt al-Nubuwwah. I know you're crying like that. I don't know what was going on in the house of Ali. If you're crying like that, Allah knows the house of Ali tonight. How Zainab is crying, how Kulsum and Hassan. If you're crying out loud like this, Allah knows in the house of Ali tonight, the voice of crying. Assalamu alayka ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, ya Ali ibn Abi Talib, ya Akhi wa Wasi Rasulullah. Is it possible one night of Jum'ah we be all together, Ivan and Najaf, in the haram of Amir al-Mu'mineen and go inside and say salam to Ali? It is possible. Assalamu alaikum ya Ahl Bayt al-Nubuwwah wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ala la'natullah ala al-qawmi al-zalimin. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. موتم أمير المؤمنين. يا علي.
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین حسین یا 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 حسین حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین حسین یا حسین کیوں مارا مسلمانوں بتاؤ سجدے میں علی کو 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 کیوں مارا سجدے میں علی کو جب حشر کا دن آیا پھر کیا جواب دو گے تم ذات جلی کو کیوں مارا مسلمانوں بتاؤ سجدے میں علی کو کیوں مارا مسلمانوں بتاؤ میں علی کو کیوں مارا تابوت علی کو جب بیٹوں نے اٹھایا تھا تو عرش ہلایا تھا مرجھائے ہوئے دیکھا زہرا کے گلستان کی ہر ایک کلی کو کیوں مارا مسلمانوں بتاؤ سجدے میں علی کو کیوں مارا مسلمانوں میں علی کو کیوں مارا مسلمان سجدے کو تابوت علی کو جب بیٹوں نے اٹھایا تھا تو عرش ہلایا تھا مرجھائے ہوئے دیکھا زہرا کے گلستان کی ہر ایک کلی کو کیوں مارا مسلمانوں بتاؤ سجدے میں علی کو کیوں مارا سجدے میں علی کو کیوں مارا سجدے علی کو اعجاز امامت سے آ کر کے علی بولے کلثوم رقیہ کو رویا نہ کرو بیٹی تم میرے بچڑنے پہ ہر شام ڈھلی کو کیوں مارا مسلمانوں بتاؤ سجدے میں علی کو کیوں مارا مسلمانوں بتاؤ سجدے میں علی کو کیوں مارا سجدے میں علی کو اے اعجاز امامت سے آ کر کے علی بولے کلثوم رقیہ کو رویا نہ کرو بیٹی تم میرے بچڑنے پہ ہر شام ڈھلی کو کیوں مارا مسلمانوں بتاؤ سجدے میں علی کو کیوں مارا مسلمان سجدے میں علی کو کیوں مارا مسلمان کو اختر کہا زینب نے بابا جو زندگی میں یہ وقت آ بھی جائے غازی جو ساتھ ہوگا گر سفر پڑے کرنے تیری نازوں پلی کو کیوں مارا مسلمانوں بتاؤ سجدے میں علی کو کیوں مارا بتاؤ سجدے میں علی کو یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین اللہم صلی علی محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم في دعاء إن شاء الله. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناس ومد في أمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه وجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك بحق أمير المؤمنين. Accept all these qalil tawassulat from all of us. Ya Allah, let us be in the path of Quran and the path of Amir al-Mu'minin ila yawm al-Qiyamah. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, do not let anyone from our generation to be among the enemies of Amir al-Mu'minin. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Rahim, increase the ma'rifah towards Quran and Ahlul Bayt to all of us. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Rahim, those who have hajat and request, give them all khair hajat. Those who are sick, cure them, and those who passed away, send the sawab and reward from our gatherings to their souls. Sallallahu alayhi ya Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi ya Habib Allah, assalamu alayhi ya Amir al-Mu'minin, ya Asub al-Din, qaid Qurr al-Muhajjalin, assalamu alayhi ya Fatima al-Zahra, sayyidat nisa al-Alamin, assalamu alayhi ya Aba Muhammad, ya Hassan ibn Ali, ayyuha al-Mazlum, assalamu alayhi ya Aba Abdullah, وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك وعلى تسعة المعصومين من ذريتك. صلى الله عليك يا صاحب الزمان يا إمام الإنس والجن يا شريك القرآن قاطع البرهان الأمان الأمان ورحمة الله وبركاته.